Hey guys, cooldomino here. This will be a video on how to wire up a Whelen Vortex here. I got 2 requests to do this actually. So I'm going to show you that right now. So you can see there's the rotator right there. This is the older style Vortex rotator. The newer style is pretty much the same thing now. You see I don't know how many drivers in it right now. You can see the drivers are not in right now. I'm going to show you how to wire those up. And there's a controller right there. That battery switch right there. It's not part of the controller when I got it though, but I just put that in there for convenience. And battery charger. And there's all the drivers right down here. So I'm going to show you how it's all wired up. So starting with the cabinet though, see the red lead goes to the positive terminal right there, and the black lead goes to the negative terminal with the 2 batteries wired in series with each other. These are both 12-volt batteries that create 24 volts DC. And coming up into here, you can see it's all wired up to the fuses right there. There's a switch right there. This switch is basically in series with all the batteries. The reason why I have that there because when I connect it up though, it makes a spark when I connect up the terminals though, when the batteries are connected, because of the capacitors and the amplifiers charging up. You can see there's all 4 amplifiers right here. They're not currently, the outputs are currently not connected because I don't have the drivers in yet. But I'm getting to there. And the rotator, I'll show you the rotator here. You see, this is how it's wired right there. This is basically how the wired rotator is wired. You see, let's focus for me. There we go. Okay. So, see, this is the positive, this is the negative, this is the positive, and then you have your other 3 wires in this particular order on the connector. Yours might be a little different though, like you have an ESC-2020 or 2030, it might be a little different though. Mine's an E864, so that's gonna be something right there. You might have a big panel you might have to take off right there because it's an ESC-2020 or 2030, but this is the ESC-864, E864, whatever you want to call it. And over here, this is just basically the main Whelen cable. If you do not have a main Whelen cable, you can just wire it up the way I showed you though. And then you have like some blacks and reds that go to the drivers right there. You can see they're all connected to the output of the amplifiers, which goes directly to the drivers over here. And drivers are currently not in it right now. And this is the output right here, which the drivers are going to go to. And I'll show you how to get one of those wired up though. But first, I'm going to show you the rotator. I'm going to get a screwdriver and I'll be right back. A 3/16 Allen wrench is able to get inside this thing right here. You can see there's the screws right down here. And there is the cover right there. Is basically just a Whelen cover. And basically you can see here the wires on this line. They came into here. And basically they come up to this connector right here. Let me get this focused real quick. There we go. You can see it came into here. This is how it's wired right here. And they have power going directly to the motor, which is right here. There's like a little connector in here somewhere. I don't seem to see it right now, but you can see there's a connector right there. You kind of see the connector. That's the connector for the motor power, and that's where these other 2 wires go to. And up here, you can see there's the limit switches right there for this thing to work with right here. See, basically these limit switches work. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Right there, and basically that is the inside of the rotator right there. And that is basically how it's all wired right here. And then see there I got my light in here, as you can see what's going on in there. You can see this is the older style right here, because it's the belt right here. If this was a newer style, have like the big thing come sticking out like out to here probably. But this one's the older style, which is pretty cool. I'll be cool to get the newer style as well someday, but that's for another day. But that is basically the inside the rotator. I'm going to cut the cover back on and I'll show you what to do next. Another thing to keep in mind is you can also extend those wires as well by using a little bit of solder, or you can use some wire nuts if you don't have the soldering capability. These are the nuts right here that hold the drivers to the horn. See if I just undo one of these right here. You can see, I got that one off. There's a lock washer and a regular washer right there. So that's how it all goes on. I'm gonna take this one off. I'm gonna take that one off in a little bit though. So I'm gonna set those down there for now. And that is basically that. And basically, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the power. But before you turn on the power, if your wires are like mine right now, make sure you disconnect all 4 amplifiers. If you want to disable the rotator, you can do that too. Just pull this connector right here. Basically, you can just disable the rotator by just doing that right there, basically. And to re-enable it, you just push it back in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the power. Depending on how yours is different, yours might be a little different though, but mine has a switch here. You can see we have lights on, status lights, and that looks pretty good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run this, and I'm gonna do a silent test right here. You can see as on silent test, I'm gonna press the button. You'll see the rotator kick in. And then that's the silent test. Now you can also enable this in whale or whatever signal you wish to. You can hear the amplifiers. And the thing rotates. Double check your rotator wiring as well before you start running it. Let it spin all the way around. Yeah, you can hear the amplifiers. They're going to attack. Now I'm going to cancel this. To cancel it, you just turn it to your cancel position. Right there, and then you just press and hold the button. That's how you cancel it. And for this one, basically. If you're using VLC-2020 or 2030, you just press and hold the arm button, and then you press whatever signal you want, basically. Keypad, arm button, or control button, what kind of control you have, depending on that. Now I just noticed here, this is all your signal duration right here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here. This is a nice feature right here, especially for us hobbyists, because you get to set your signal duration right here. This is right here, basically the whale, attack, alert, air horn, high, low, and whoop. Basically I have the air horn set to manual though, because this controller right here does continuous air horn. If you have like a controller that does not have continuous air horn, like this continuous air horn, you're going to leave that the way it is. Like I might think about getting a digital VLC-864 from a 4004 or something at some point. So look forward to that basically if I ever get one of those. So basically, again, you select your signal, turn the dial, press and hold this button until your light turns on. If you're on whale or attack, you don't have to keep pressing until it cancels. The command timing light would turn off once it is fully time. You can see there's the command time light right there. There's the command timing, there's a power up. And the power up basically does, if you just hit the button a quick tap though, you can see that basically just energizes the amplifiers, gets them ready to go. And then your AC light would turn on when you have your battery charger plugged in. But right now, battery charger's not working right now, the transformer's over there somewhere. But the reason why it's not working because the switching regulator broke again, so I have to get that replaced again. And a couple of the traces burned on it as well, so I could probably fix this though. You can see, I don't know if you can see it though, but there might be a couple traces burned. I can't tell from this angle though. But yeah, there's definitely a couple traces, like right there. You can see there's a trace right there that's burned. So yeah, you may have saw that there was a manual over here though. That manual basically corresponds to all the wiring here. So you can ask Whelen Engineering for a manual, or I might be able to do something with the manual I have right here. You can get a digital copy. I printed mine out. You can see this is the board right here. This is the radio board right here. That is the oscillator board. Basically, the oscillator board is what controls the rotator. Basically, here I'm going to turn this off real quick. And that right there is the oscillator, which basically controls the rotator. There is the radio board. You can see there's the frequency right there and the code right there. You can set this to whatever code you want. And again, the first 7 dials right there. Those are the first 7 dials that set the code. It says everything in the manual if you want to set one of those things. And this wire right here goes all the way back to control. And basically what this does right here, basically just allows the signals to activate remotely right here. And this is just a power cord right here for the battery charger. Down in there you can also have another controller as well. That can control there. It's just like a removable connector or stuff I have, like just goes to the batteries right here. But yeah, that's everything right there. Now I'm going to show you the drivers. So your drivers may vary depending on what you have though. The first thing you want to do is check the resistance across the drivers. You want it to be around 4 ohms though. If it's below 3.4 ohms, then your driver might be going bad. If it's above 4 ohms, if it's 4 ohms or above, you're good to go. If there's no resistance across it, that means you have a blown driver, and basically you don't want to have drivers that are blown because it won't do anything. You can get replacement kits is what I've heard though, like kits to replace the voice coil though, but I've never touched one inside of these drivers though, so yeah, I'll just measure the resistance and they work. You can see there's the Whelen bracket right there. This is one of them I made right here, but I'll show you on this driver right here. That this bracket is actually a Whelen manufactured bracket right here. It's not the one I made, but that's what it's gonna look like right there. So something to keep in mind. And basically this one right here is basically homemade. You can see there's all you can kind of see the imperfections in it right there. But yeah, it's pretty cool actually how that works. There's that right there. And yeah, so basically I just made these brackets right here. I have a couple of short videos on making the brackets. There's a transformer right there for the battery charger. And I have two other drivers over here. So maybe it'll be white, and maybe black, and maybe red. I don't know. Depends what drivers you have. So I'm going to show you how to install a driver. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to install a driver. Right now I'm using driver 4 as a reference point. So you're going to grab your driver. They're going to be pretty heavy. They're like 20 pounds basically. So the first thing you want to do is remove the hardware. So basically just go ahead, if it's hardware on here. And be careful about removing these things right here because these are stainless steel. And stainless steel tends to weld due to friction. If there's too much weight on the nut or something. Basically go ahead and take off the hardware. And basically just you can get them from Whelen if you need it, if you need extras though. But I advise you to be careful with them. You could get a tap as well, so you can re-tap them if needed. But you can see these are coming off nicely. That's all off. I'm gonna set those down nearby in case we're gonna need them again. And basically, move this a little bit. You're gonna take your driver, which is gonna be this one right here, the black one. Oops. I already have a wire attached to it though. If you do not have a wire attached to it, I recommend putting a wire on. I'm using fire alarm wire, basically, like leftover fire alarm wire I have. And this is gonna go. Basically, you're gonna go from here to here, not from here to here, or from here to here. You're gonna go from here to here, the bracket. Now, it might be a little awkward to carry this thing because it's quite heavy. Once you got a good grip on it, I'm gonna put this on, line up the bracket, push it in, and you want to hold that while you get the first nut in. So basically, you're gonna put your washer, your nut on, and you're gonna give it a nice, and you're gonna tighten it up. This is how the drivers go on right here. Now do the same thing with the bottom one. Once you get the first one, you could let go, but those you gotta hold on to it though. But right now it seems like it's not going anywhere, which is a good thing. And I'm gonna put the other one on. The right socket right here. You can use a wrench. I like to use socket wrenches though. So basically, this is the one that's gonna work, which is basically a what is it? Basically, 9/16 is what it is. I'm gonna tighten this in place. Just snug them up. Don't make them too tight. And also alternate between the two nuts, so you can get it evenly in place. Once you feel like it's getting nice and tight, you may stop tightening, like that. And now you got your first driver in, and that thing can wire up all the way down here. So that I did driver 4. That could be driver 3, that would be driver 2, and that would be driver 1. And there's where all your connections would be. So basically, what I did is I took the 2 wires that per driver and zip tied them together. If you do not know how to, if the markings on it, you may strip off some more insulation, or you could also just pick 2 wires and connect those to there. So basically, Like for example, 2 wires that are labeled 1, that would go together on the wires down there. Now I'm gonna get the rest of the drivers in and I'll be right back. As you can see now, I have all 4 drivers installed right now. Took a little bit of effort, but finally got them all in. So looking at the connection down here, that's the connection points right there. And basically what that does is basically it sends power from the amplifier to the drivers. So what you want to do is you want to grab one of your wires and you want to go ahead and just connect it up to the driver. So basically look for your 2 wires. Like see there's a pair of 2 right here, I already zip tied them together. I'm going to use these 2 for this driver. You might want to think about numbering your wires properly. I'm planning on extending these wires eventually though with some more speaker wire I have. So yeah, I'm just going to use wire nuts in this case though, but you can use whatever connection method you wish. You can solder them, you could probably wire nut them like what I'm doing. Or you can basically use like Whelen connectors or something like that. So I heard those are good as well. Just make sure you get the wires secured, well secured. And there's one driver. Now I remember, one driver is very loud, so you're definitely going to need hearing protection for it, especially when it's in the horn. If you've never ran a Vortex before, you've never heard of Vortex. Something to keep in mind. And I'm going to get the rest of the wires and I'll be right back. You see here, I got all of the wires, all the drivers wired up. Now coming down to the controller though. The controller basically is where all the magic happens basically. It makes this thing super loud. Has a tone generator, that's your tone generator control, your amplifier, battery charger, however you want to work the parts. So, but now time for a boop test. What a boop test is basically you take one lead at the output of the amplifier and just touch it to the output while it's running basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the rotator. As you can see over here. That's the rotator. I'm going to unplug the rotator. And then I'm going to turn on my power. And it should be ready to go. Now it's going to be really loud, so hearing protection is required. I'm going to go ahead and start this up in alert. Now it's running. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lead right here and just kind of just briefly touch it to the output of the amplifier. Get in it. Like that. Now do the same thing on all of them. Make sure they're all working. Alright, that's the boop test. Now go ahead and shut it down. Can't do that though. Go ahead and cancel it. And that is the boop test. You get an idea how loud it is, just from one driver though. That's one driver at a time. I'm going to connect all 4 drivers up and we'll give it a new test. I'll be right back. Alright then, so now you can see all of the amplifiers are connected. You can see this will focus, there it goes. So they're all connected, without connected and all to mark. Basically come back over to the rotator though. I'm going to go ahead and connect on my rotator again. Just like that. And now, ready for a noon test, I'm going to go ahead and set the dial to noon test. You can see, goes to the noon test, and here we go. As you heard, it was very, very loud. Now I'm going to go ahead and end the video though, because that's pretty much how it works right there. Now as you can see, it's extremely loud, especially when it's facing towards you. So that's that. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions below, please leave them in the comments down below. And please, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.